Hello and welcome to another episode of Headshot. I'm Chris Lockey, and here with me I have the wonderful and talented
Rob Talbert.
We are flying the not-so-friendly skies with Tom Clancy's HAWX2. And more specifically, we're going to take a look at the Oil City mission and how to take that thing on expert mode.
Yeah, it's one of the more difficult missions in the game, and, here on Headshot we like to give you guys strategy and tips. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to help you out, make you an expert in HAWX2. So Chris, give us the rundown on what's going on in this specific mission.
Well, it's a pretty cool mission. It's one of my favorites in the game. Basically, a group of the insurgents that are the evil bad guys in the game have taken over an oil rig out in the middle of the Indian Ocean, and it's full of bad guy shit. It's got bad guy missiles, bad guy satellites, bad guy MiG fighter planes. It's got a small fleet of destroyer ships, and basically you have to escort an assault force to and through this oil rig without getting completely demolished.
This is crazy. I mean, this is a big stretch for this game. Normally you go in, you've got maybe 1-2 objectives. This mission, not only do you have like 3 objectives, but you also have to make sure you take care of this assault force and make sure that doesn't get blown up, which is pretty tough.
Right, and the first impulse may be to engage those MiGs, get into your dogfight mode, and
don't do that.
I found it to be pretty rough.
Bad idea, bad idea.
You get shot down 2 times quick, or if you don't get shot down, your assault force gets wiped out.
Yeah. Key to this level, getting those flat cannons and also the artillery on the actual oil rigs. Get those taken care of. It's going to give your assault force a little more time to work in there. They're not going to be getting pummeled on as much, and then you can move on to the MiGs.
And it's not just as simple as it sounds. You're actually going to be armed with 2 different kinds of missiles on this mission. You have your traditional heat seekers, which you're going to use against the guys in the air, but every time you want to fire at something on the ground, you're going to have to switch to the air-to-ground missiles.
Which is a tough situation in this game. Sometimes you get so caught up in the controls and moving around, you're going to, I got to flip over to the other missiles now, and by then you've already flown past your target. So you got to be really on your game in this one.
A flick of the D-pad never seemed so tough.
I know. And on top of all of that, in expert mode, you're only armed with so many of each of these missiles, so your ammo is limited. So it's pretty much impossible to play through this mission without going back to the airport, landing, and restocking. When do you think is the best time to do that, Chris? Is it after the oil rigs, before you take on the MiGs, after you hit the MiGs? Like, what do you think?
Well, the squad commander is going to pop up on the HUD, and he's going to tell you when he thinks the best time is. Honestly, I don't think, it's not necessarily the best time, because if you have a few latent MiGs flying around, they're going to give you some problems. Also, the destroyers that are coming in by sea, they're going to continuously rain down on your parade. So, just make sure you've eliminated all of the opposition before you try to go in. And, I know a lot of people have trouble with the landing in the game. It's not easy.
Even with the assisted landing.
Even with the assisted landing. So, it's up to you. I prefer to not use the assisted landing because it takes a little more time.
Reminds me of Top Gun on the NES.
Oh, it's totally like Top Gun.
My ass.
This game is perfect if you're a Top Gun fan and you like just the whole, aviation, dogfighting, fighter jets. It's great, but it ain't easy. So once you successfully land the thing, you can get back up in the air and take out the remaining opposition.
Great. So there you go, guys. Just to recap, you go in, you take care of your fleet, make sure they don't get destroyed. You attack the oil rigs and what's on the oil rigs. Make sure you find time in there sometime to fly back to the airport, land, restock, and then take care of the remaining enemies in the area. You may want to choose to hit the MiGs before that or after. It's up to you. And basically, you just need to do it a couple of times, play it out, see what feels best for you.
Whatever you do, don't fly into the oil rig, because
I did that a lot.
I did that a few times.
Clipping the top of that thing left and right.
I mean, it's fun. You're going to try to be a daredevil. It's fun. But gotta be safe up there.
Safe and flying in the friendly skies, kids.